We need a second.
Second, Zach.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're back out. And we need a motion to approve $220,000 504 commercial mortgage for the purpose of purchasing building and equipment in the city of Rochester.
I'll move that. Phil Smith.
We need a second.
I'll
Second, Chris
Lynn.
Johnson.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any opposed? Okay. Motion to approve $112,000 for commercial mortgage for the purpose of purchasing a building in the town of Palmyra.
I'll move.
We need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Okay. Any abstentions? Okay, there's a motion on the table to approve retention payments for employees up to $3,000 payable in 500 increments every quarter beginning July 1st, 2020, and a 2% salary increase in accordance with the Monroe County salary schedules. Can I get a motion to move that?
Jeff will move that. The Finance Committee discussed that and recommended it for the board on June 15th.
We need a second.
Second, Phil Smith.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So we have two here that I'm gonna read. I don't think I have the motion for the third one, but motion to approve and reclassify the current credit analyst underwriter's position to CDC manager senior, position at grade 7 to salary grade 17G.
Jeff will move that.
We need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And then a motion to approve and reclassify the operations analyst position to the senior operation analyst. That underwriter's position at grade 16 to a salary grade of 16E.
Jeff will move that.
Second, Phil Smith.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the third motion there, someone has to read that to me. I don't have it here.
What do you mean? What's the third motion?
No, I guess that's not in there. No, we're okay.
Yeah.
So where are we at? Number 10, classified loan report?
Actually, no, we're gonna ask Barry to talk, or Jeff to talk,
Right.
whoever, talk about the fee
I was
schedule.
gonna say, the fee schedules, Denise.
Oh, okay, a little confused here. I got this. Okay, all right. Barry, real quick.
Sure. So we had a meeting with the Finance Committee to discuss the fee schedule for the MCIDC for bond transactions. As part of that process, we looked at peer organizations, and a recommendation was made to increase the fee schedule for the amount over $20 million from the current rate of 0.25% to 0.5%.
The reason why we did this here, we looked at the fee schedules all across the state, and we were grossly under charging there. And so when we looked at this here, the committee had decided that we should make some of these adjustments here. We bring them back to the board, and that these adjustments keep us competitive, and it also keeps us at a rate to where doing business for these things keeps us in a good standing and a good ballpark. So,
I'll move that.
well, I got to tell you what it is first.
It's in the,
Let me tell you what it is first, and then.
okay, go ahead.
all
Then I'll
right.
see if I want to move it.
Okay, because I've been reading these things wrong all day today, so could have a hookup here. But a motion to approve the changes to the fee schedule and raising the tax exempt bond application fee to $1,500. And that was from what? What were we charging them for?
$250. No,
Yeah,
$350.
okay, so. In the administration fee, to point, a half a point on the amount over 20 million. So, yes. Phil?
I'll move it now.
Okay. Second?
Jeff will second.
Jeff will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, we're out of all of that. Classified loan report?
Thank you. In your package, you'll find the classified loan report as of June 30th. Now, I will say this, these are really the same accounts you saw last time, which I think we reviewed it in September last year. No, February, excuse me, February. And really, there's a function of two things. One was those businesses that requested deferments during COVID. We've put them on the watch list primarily. And also, historic financial performance. So that being said, with the review of financial statements that we have not yet received for 2021, some of which we have, but we'll be reevaluating this, and I think in the near future you'll see a change in these numbers. We do have 15 accounts in the watch list. We have one special mention credit, and that loan will be paying off, we're told, in September, so that's not a real critical issue. And then we have one in substandard, and that is a business that was in a hard hit industry during the pandemic, is paying, but we're in relative close contact with them, or relatively constant contact with them, I would say. So this does not include the Redco portfolio. We did just, since the publication of the agenda and the package, receive the loan review on the Redco portfolio. There are some recommendations in there, but so at the next board meeting, you'll be seeing those loans, not only within the loan review report, but those that require classification be classified. Anybody have any questions? So next, we have our SMART audit. You'll recall this started in late 2000. The gift that keeps giving. The report was issued and we responded to the report. And we recently received this letter saying that our response was satisfactory. You'll recall that there were no findings, which we're very fortunate in having, because not a lot of CDCs get that. We only had a few recommendations and we incorporated those in our response, and the SBA finds them satisfactory. So those are my two items right now.
Okay. Anna, do you want to talk about the small business emergency loan forgiveness?
Yes, so Alex Allison Clark is actually taking the reins and helping to administer some of the paperwork here.
Well, take a drink of water before you present this here.
Okay. So go back to some of the notes that Greg prepared that I went over earlier. The emergency loan balance is unchanged through June, but we're bringing 3 loans to the board today for forgiveness. The team is working behind the scenes to determine how the remainder of the loans will be handled. Can I ask Robin or Allison, can you speak to any of the administration behind the scenes of some of that paperwork?
Yep, so just to refresh your memory, you've already forgiven a total of 8 loans at $80,000. One was in 2021 and then 7 were earlier this year. Today, we're asking for another 3 loans for the total of $30,000. There are 3 more loans that are in progress, if you will, kind of like still working with Allison on getting their paperwork in and all their documents signed. And then we have 5 loans where we have had 0 contact from, through multiple emails, phone calls, certified letters. And that's what we're kind of trying to figure out how to move forward with that at this time. So today we're asking for forgiveness for 3 loans at a total of $30,000, $10,000 each.
Is that because we couldn't find them?
No, that's because they didn't get their paperwork done in time to get the reimbursement from the county.
Okay. Any questions? So this is not an ask for approval. This is just a notification, right?
No, it isn't asked for approval. It's on the page 4 at the top.
Oh, motion. Okay, I'm sorry. So we need a motion to authorize this.
I'll move.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, it's another 30,000 off the table, okay?
Yep.
That's on page 7 of the packet, just if you want to refer to the names of the applicants.
So the great rate rebate approval,
So you recall last February, we talked about limiting the number of great rates and great rebates to any one business. In July of 2020, we were in a competitive situation with Plug Power. They are a hydrogen fuel cell producer, primarily used in like forklifts, et cetera. And that specific technology essentially came out of the GM fuel cell plant in Honeoye Falls many years ago. The principals started a business and then they sold it to Plug Power. Anyway, Plug Power was looking to create a gigafactory. Ohio was under very significant consideration. We were able to win the project. At the time, as we often do, we gave an offer letter, if you will. Because of their significant investments, $120 million investment, the majority of which is equipment, we did propose to them that we would consider a large number of great rates and great rebates, and dollar amounts as articulated in this memo. So we are asking for approval to provide incentives to them to the amounts identified in the memo, subject to them providing proper documentation. This is outside our policy, which is 2 great rates and 2 great rebates outstanding for any one business at a time. But this is an exceptional project, creating a significant number of jobs and really a good overall attraction tool for the area because it speaks to the fact that we have a gigafactory. They also did another expansion in Genesee County. But these will be.
Just wanted, this is, go ahead, Lydia.
No, just, this is from Monroe
Yeah,
County.
I just wanted to mention is this whole gigafactory that RG&E is very involved with, literally on a weekly basis with Plug Power, is having visibility, globally. So very, very critical and key project for the greater region, but globally in terms of what they're going to be doing there. So.
So how much are we away from the current requirements here? I mean,
Well, we're not significantly away. In terms of dollar amounts, they could have at any one point in time received that amount of money. The thing is how our current structure is we're going to do 2 great rates at a time, 2 great rebates. So while those are outstanding, you can't have any more great rates or great rebates. But in this case, all their purchases are concentrated essentially in a very short time period, year and a half. So we want permission to exceed that number of 2 great rates or 2 great rebates per time period because of their startup nature and the significant investment they're making in equipment. If you look at certain businesses over a long period of time, they would qualify for this dollar amount. It's just that at this juncture, and we're not saying that they're going to get to this juncture. This is what we prepared in the offer letter. It's going to be a very concentrated investment because our rules on the great rates and great rebates are that they have to apply at the time of purchase. Essentially, they have 90 days back, 90 days forward to do that. And because of this type of a project, it's really intense.
Hey, Lydia, so it's the number that we're looking at, but is there a cap on the dollar amount? And I just asked that, Lydia,
Yes.
so I'm just wondering, can we afford it, right? Because don't we send them a check at the end of the year?
Right.
The
So
interest
I will
amount?
tell you, like right now we have 4 great rebate applications in house. So that would be $20,000, right? I don't expect they're going to use the great rate facility because they've been making cash payments on things. So, but that may change. We don't know their capital structure or their intent.
Thanks, Lydia.
yeah. So, we need a motion to approve this. Exceeding the 2 great rate and 2 great rebate limits for Plug Power. I guess I had trouble with the word deviate,
I'll move it.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, any abstentions? Okay, any eye winking? All right,
Thank you. Thank you.
all right. There you go.
So the next item I have is, other under business.
Other business.
Other business. Is the SB annual report, is due annually. We've been working on it. I circulated it, yesterday afternoon. And it, is our regular report, of note, probably our pages, the 197 through 200. There are job numbers. And it does go back to inception of the program in, our first loan is 1998. I think we were doing a few before that, but they've not been reported historically. So I guess the important thing is that we have created a significant number of jobs and are really 1,400 jobs over the required is essentially the message there. And that's cumulative, so it's a little deceiving. And in total, 6,100 jobs. They're good numbers. And what happens is SBA borrowers are required to report on their 2-year anniversary from funding, how many jobs they've created. And we include those numbers in this report. Anybody have any questions?
So it's ready to go then, right?
Yeah, we're just gonna do a little reformatting, but it goes to the SBA in a different form. Yes, we're gonna upload it to the portal with your approval.
Okay, we're gonna try to get you that approval in the next 30 seconds here. We need a motion
Thank you.
to approve the 2021 SBA annual report. And this is Lydia's last pen to paper
Very true, very true.
obligation that she has to have for us. So can we get a motion?
I'll move it.
it.
This is George.
Second.
Thank
All right,
you.
all in favor?
I gotta step off for this call.
Okay. Any abstentions? All right. Any oppositions? All right, that goes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Lydia.
Thank you.
We're gonna miss that face.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our next meeting is gonna be Wednesday, August the 10th. And I think we'll still be meeting through Zoom, I would assume.
Do we know, that's a good question, Hanif. The state extension on public meetings, I don't know how far out it goes at this time. Recent extension,
It's a month at a time.
1 month at a time, okay.
Yeah.
We'll know
Yeah.
soon. As soon as we hear, we'll confirm it with you.
Yeah, it should be roughly coming out in the next 2 or 3 days.
Thanks, Barry.
That's gonna be interesting. We're dying to get back downtown to have
And before we all jump off,
in-person meetings, you know? Yeah.
I just wanted to interject and note that we hope to see you tomorrow at the lunch at Ontario Beach Park to honor Lydia. The county executive will be stopping by to say a few words at 1:30. So hopefully you'll be able to be there when he's present. Otherwise, it's kind of an open house format, but he'll be there to speak at 1:30. So looking forward to that.
Do you want to introduce Tom?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Lydia, thank you for that. I'd like to take this moment also to introduce 2 great new team members that just started with us on Monday of this week. Mark Wilson and Connor Martin. Both Connor joined us from, was a county staff member at DHS, and Mark has a background in the private sector, and they've been wonderful additions to the team in the short time that they've been with us thus far. Quick learners. They're learning from Raquel and Tony and Lydia, and we hopefully introduce them in person at some point in the near term. So welcome.
Thanks. Excited to be here.
All right. Congrats. So we need a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
I'll move.
I'll make it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Go ahead.
Aye.
See you next week.
Thanks, Lydia.
See you next month.
Thank
And,
you.
hope to see some of
Thanks,
you all
Lydia.
tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank